Hello and welcome to the open house for the School of Business. I'm Anke, I lead the School of Business at Udacity and I also teach in a few of our programs. And I'm joined by Sam.
Hey, I'm Sam and I lead the School of Data Science at Udacity. So any of the programs related to business analytics, data science, and more.
Good, and today we thought we would cover first an overview of the School of Business. We will also tell you a little bit more about the nano-degree programs. We'll explain what nano-degree programs really are and how they work. And then we'll also talk a little bit about the different programs that we offer in our school, and hopefully with that we'll help you to figure out which program you should choose. And then we'll get to questions from the audience. But let's get started first with that overview of the School of Business. And what I want to do here is just give you an idea of the programs that we have. We have a digital marketing nano-degree program that basically is a program that gets you started to become a digital marketer. We have a Google Ads program that covers everything about Google Ads, quite a big platform for a marketer, an important one. And then we have the Google Analytics nano degree that kind of goes into a little bit more kind of data and data analysis for marketers. Now that brings me close to what the data programs look like in the business school. We have two of those.
Yeah, the first one is business analytics, which is great for someone starting out using analytics in a business context. And the next is predictive analytics for business. So using some of the principles and techniques in data science and machine learning, but for someone who maybe doesn't know how to code and isn't as strong in statistics.
And then we have our product development program. Actually, we have the Design Sprint Foundations program, which is a program that helps people think through concepts and design a new product in a very short sprint. We'll explain a little bit about that later, but that's basically what we cover today. Of course, our team is always busy behind the scenes developing new programs, so watch this space if you hope to see other business programs come up. But with that, let's first kind of get a little bit more of a sense of what a nano degree really is.
Great, thanks Anke. So as you can see here, practical application of in-demand skills, cutting-edge curriculum, and portfolio projects and industry-recognized credential. So the nano degree, the way it's set up, is a series of courses and projects that fit together to prepare you for a particular job. We want to give you not only the content, but also help you develop the skills that you need and the portfolio you need to go and take that to the market and land a job in that field. So we work really tightly with industry professionals to make sure that the content and the projects that you're working on are recognized and important, and they're going to be impressive when you go out into the job market.
Yeah, so a little bit more maybe about how that exactly works in practice.
Yeah, first we have kind of three main things. So in the classroom, you go through our curriculum that's developed, again, with industry experts. You get a lot of hands-on work as you learn the principles. Then we have the sandbox. That's where you're working on different projects to actually put these things into practice. So if you're working on a marketing program, you actually get to run a live campaign in Facebook or Google, not just learning about the theory of it, but getting your hands dirty and actually running a campaign. And then on the data programs, you actually work in a simulated workspace where you're working on real-world data sets and putting together your analyses. And then that feeds into your portfolio. So you get to take each of the finished products of these projects, and you have a nice, well-developed portfolio that you can go take to market.
Yeah, so I'll show you a little bit more about what that looks like in practice. So we have our classroom experience. So that's basically really what you do is you log on to your classroom. There you consume videos and some animated videos as well. And that's where we explain the concepts. So you go through these videos, they're all short videos. You do it on your time, whenever you want to log on. And you basically get kind of a sequence of short videos and a few quizzes as well in the classroom. So that's where you learn the concepts. And then you get into that project experience. So really getting hands-on experience with what you've learned. And as Sam indicated, in our digital marketing program, you actually get to run live campaigns. So what we do, we give you an ebook basically that we created, and you get to advertise that ebook. And you basically try to get people to download the ebook, and then you get email addresses for that in return. So that's the project. You get to run a live campaign on Facebook, or you also get to run a live campaign on Google Ads. This is actually just a few examples of campaigns that our students have run on Facebook so far. This is what the environment looks like for AdWords. So here are a few of the ads that our students have run for Google Ads in our Digital Marketing Nano Degree program. And basically, students then come out with a portfolio that they can show to employers later on when you look for a job. And then, of course, in the classroom, you're not alone, right? We have some student support for you as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So our programs is not just about having content to learn. We have help for you along the way in case you get stuck or need help or need more context. So the first one is having mentors. So on our Student Hub, you can chat with other students. The mentors are in there answering questions and can help you specifically on the projects, but also through some of the content. We have project reviewers. So when you submit a project, you actually have reviewers, a human, who reviews that and gives you personalized feedback on how to improve it, and if you need to resubmit, you can, and get additional feedback from reviewers. We also have a knowledge base we call Knowledge. It's kind of an online forum where a lot of questions that you may have been asked in the past, and we'll have either other students, Udacity staff, or our mentors with responses to help you along through the course. And lastly, our online Student Hub where you can chat with other students in study groups and talk about how you're working through the content, get help, or talk about things that aren't content related, the job market and getting advice and things like that. So you're definitely not alone, and we have lots of resources to help you as you go through the program.
Yeah, and then as you go through that program, you'll build up a community of other students, and later on, when you become an alum, you can actually keep connecting with those people. We have an alum association as well. So then really to the question of which program you should choose. We have several on offer. So what we thought we would do is go through our programs one by one. So we have digital marketing, then Google Ads, Google Analytics. We'll then go through business analytics, predictive analytics for business, and design sprint foundations. So I'll just kick that off with the digital marketing nano degree. So this program was developed with several industry partners. We worked with Facebook, with Google, with Hootsuite, HubSpot, MailChimp, and Moz. They're all really important marketing platforms that are good to have in your portfolio as a marketer. So they're good to know about. That's why we chose these partners to work with. So what do you learn in that program? What do we cover? So we start off with marketing fundamentals. So that really means that you don't need any marketing experience to get started. Anyone who wants to get started in a digital marketing career can join this program. There's no knowledge that you need to have ahead of time. We'll walk you through all of it. So we start with fundamentals, then we go through content strategy. A lot of marketing is really about starting out with the right content. So we go through that. Then we talk about social media marketing. That's the organic, the non-paid version of social media. Then you have social media advertising with Facebook. Then we go through search engine optimization. That's really where Moz helps us. Search engine optimization is important. It's something you don't pay for, so it's not advertising, but it's an important task that you need to know about as a marketer. Then we go through search engine marketing with Google Ads. We do display advertising also with Google Ads. We also cover YouTube in that chapter. We look at email marketing. Email marketing is still really important, so it's important to get a good handle on that as well. And then we look at how you measure your results and how you optimize. Now, the whole program comes at a price of $9.99, and it takes you about 3 to 4 months to get through it. And that really assumes that you study about 10 hours a week. That includes your projects. So it's a decent amount of work, but you can get through it in that time. We have some students that finish in 3 months. Some students take a little bit longer, like 4 to sometimes 5 months. But that's basically the Digital Marketing Nano Degree program. Then our Google Ads program is a program that takes you a little deeper into the Google Ads platform. So lots of things you can do with that platform. So you may think of Google Ads as search advertising, and you're right, it definitely is all about search, but there are many other things as well that Google offers. So we start in this course again with marketing fundamentals, such that if you don't know anything about digital marketing, you can still get started with this particular program. Then we'll cover AdWords fundamentals, like how is AdWords really built, like how does the platform work. Then we look specifically at search marketing. Then we look at display advertising with Google. Actually, there's a lot of opportunities in display, so a really interesting area to further explore. Then we have mobile advertising. Actually, Google has specific programs it offers to do app advertising. If you want app downloads, then this particular course will help you to understand how you can get those conversions using Google. We also look at video advertising with YouTube, and then we cover e-commerce advertising. So that's all about shopping ads for Google. If you're a user, you've probably seen shopping ads, but creating those is a little bit more involved, but this program really goes through all of that. At the end of this program, you would be ready to take all of the Google certificates. There are several certificates that you can get for AdWords, but of course you also, at the end of this program, if you graduate, then you also get our nanodegree certificate. There are two big projects in this program. You have, again, you run search ads and you run display ads in this course. It also costs $9.99 and takes about the same amount of time as the digital marketing nanodegree, so 3 to 4 months. Google is indeed a very in-depth platform, so hence it takes a while to get to learn all of it. And then we have our Google Analytics nanodegree program. That's one that we designed together with Google and with Enor. Enor is actually a consultant that consults large companies on how to use Google Analytics, so they're very much experts in this. Google Analytics is something that many of you may already have used, and you will find that using the basic implementation of Google Analytics is not all that difficult. We cover a lot of that in the Digital Marketing Nanodegree. And then here in this course, we start with the basic implementation and the basic reporting in our first course. But then we take another step that goes a lot more in depth, because then what we do is we also teach you how you can actually set up Google tracking code in your website to make sure that your data come in properly in the Google Analytics account. So you'll learn how to use Google Tag Manager, which is a tool that you can use to install code on a website to get the data. Then we talk about advanced displays, filtering, segmentation. We will dive a little deeper into acquisition, conversion, and attribution, and how to set that up properly so that you get the most out of those reports. We will also talk about creating dashboards, and for that we also teach you how to use data studios in Google. That's another part where you can actually use the Google Analytics data to build really cool dashboards that you can use to, say, talk to your management or just get a good handle on how you're performing against goals that you may have set for yourself. So a very in-depth program on Google Analytics. Again, you don't need prior knowledge of Google Analytics. You may need some prior concepts of marketing because it's focused on using Google Analytics as a marketer. So good to have some background as a marketer, but you don't need to have background in Google Analytics. We really start from scratch. Again, a program that costs $9.99 and takes about the same time, 3 to 4 months to get through. Projects in this case are really hands-on projects using Google Analytics data. We also, throughout the course, get to use the Google Merchandise Store data. So that's a Google Analytics account for the Google Merchandise Store, and we use that in depth so that you can get a good handle on using Google Analytics with real data. So that's what that program is about. So now on the Business Analytics Nanodegree.
Yeah, so the Business Analytics Nanodegree is really well suited for someone who's starting out learning analytics and trying to use that to make business decisions. And so there's no prerequisites. There's 3 main courses that are covered. The first one is Business Analytics with Excel. You start off by learning a very practical view of how to use statistics in business analytics, and then how to clean and manipulate and analyze and visualize data using Excel. And then actually have some new content that's just about to come out that covers business metrics, so how to select your key metrics and build Excel models to do scenario analysis with those metrics. The next course is SQL for data analysis. So SQL is becoming a very important tool for anyone doing data analysis, whether that is your full-time job as a data analyst or this is just you pulling some simple reports. Learning SQL really makes you self-sufficient in being able to access and analyze your own data. And then lastly, going from analyzing the data and putting it together to visualizing it and telling stories. And we use Tableau in that course. So you have a couple lessons that focus on the theory of data visualization and how to do it well, and then how to do that in Tableau to put together visualizations, dashboards, and eventually tell stories to make the most of your work. So that price is $5.99 and takes about 3 to 4 months. And then the next kind of analytics focused course is Predictive Analytics for Business. This course really dives into applied data science for business people. You look at a lot of the techniques that data scientists may use, but from a perspective of a business person who maybe is not quite as technical. And so you don't have to learn to code to do this. We use a tool called Alteryx, where it's a drag and drop configurable tool to be able to build predictive models and things like that. So there are 6 courses. The first one is really learning the process of using advanced analytics. And then the next one is about preparing data, which is a very important step. And getting the data in the right format is often more of the work than actually putting together the models. And then you look into regression modeling, classification models, A/B test, time series modeling, and then customer segmentation using clustering models. That's $9.99. It's a little bit longer of a course. Takes usually about 4 to 5 months to finish. And people leaving this course are really ready to go start using these models and practice and improving their decision making.
Great. Well, then we have one more course on the business school side, which is our Design Sprint Foundations Nano Degree program. And as I said, this is a course that kind of fits in the product development space. And what this course is all about is it's really using a method that is used quite a bit actually in Silicon Valley to come up with new product concepts and to really start thinking about, like, how do I create a product from scratch, but come up with a good prototype of that product in a very short amount of time. This program actually takes after the book that was created by Jay Knapp at Google Ventures. He actually wrote a book that's called Sprint. In his book, he describes a 5-day method to develop a product. In this course, we take a 4-day approach to this, so we've shortened it slightly. But what the course is about, it's really about kind of a method where you bring a team together to first create a concept for your product. Then you create a storyboard that really goes a little bit more in depth around how a customer will interact with your product. And then you create a prototype. And then in the 4th course, we teach you all about user testing, which is super essential in this type of method where you quickly prototype something so you actually have something that you can go talk to customers about and you can test. So we give you all the tools and methods to replicate this method so that you can use that in your own environment, whether that be in the business that you're in or for your own business. This program costs $5.99. It was developed together with experts at AJ and Smart, and it takes you about a month to get through. And there as well, you run through, as with all our programs, you're going to do projects, and those projects are a very hands-on, practical experience through the whole sprint process where you yourself are going to create these prototypes. So that's what that Design Sprint Foundations course is all about. That's basically what we have on offer right now. And of course, as I said, new things come out all the time. But in the meantime, we would like to hand it over to questions for you. I know some of you have already given us our questions, and we will start answering those now.